Well, with that, now let's segue into this month's Buried by Backlog, which was selected by me.
Mm-hmm.
So the game I chose was Pacific Drive, which came out in 2024. It's a survival game developed by Ironwood Studios and published by Kepler Interactive.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into our early thoughts before we move on. Anyone want to jump in?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I like the premise, but the execution could use some work.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Fair enough. Ben?
I am in Team Joe.
Okay, I think Jake's in the same.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I really like the premise.
Yeah.
It's not my sort of game, and it hasn't got me to like that sort of game. Let's put it that way.
That's fair.
Unfortunately, I do like that sort of game, and I think I've just been spoilt by others. I just didn't think it met the mark.
Yeah, that's
what sort of game is that?
Me.
We haven't really mentioned.
One you play.
Oh yeah, that's one. Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. I think I disagree with the three of you in saying that it missed the mark. I don't think it did. I think it nailed everything that it was intending to nail.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that.
I just don't think it was necessarily my cup of tea, in the sense that there was a lot of mechanics. And I think that was quite a lot. Yeah. Definitely. And I think it did it very well, but maybe it was too much for me. That makes sense. So let's talk about the gameplay. So the game is, it's a roguelike fundamentally. Once you've done your tutorial, it becomes a roguelike where you've got this vehicle. You venture into what's it called? Like a
forbidden zone.
A forbidden zone, yeah. And in that forbidden zone, there's these anomalies that possess different objects and do different things. And one of these anomalies has possessed your car. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you kind of get dragged in to this zone, don't you? It's not, you don't go into it yourself. You're driving
You're making a delivery and then you're sucked into the wall.
And it's not the car you are driving that you are using. It's a different car inside the zone, which is an anomaly in itself, apparently.
Okay, it's story-wise a bit confusing. A remnant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, a bit confusing. But the idea is you've got this sort of like beaten up car, and the aim of the game is supposed to try and get out of the forbidden zone. And sort of like figure things out along the way. And in doing so, you drive the car into the wilderness and try and get further and further and further. In doing that, your car will be damaged, it's destroyed, and you want to loot equipment so that you can fix up your car and improve your car. Yeah. So it's one of those games, kind of like a survival game, but rather than being a survival game where it's persistent, there is that roguelike element where you drive away from the garage, get as far as you can. If you die, you go back to the garage and you kind of.
Or even if you get to the end of your zone, you go back to that garage.
Sometimes, yeah. If you extract. Kind of. I say roguelike, but almost extraction-y as well, because if you don't die, you might extract with all your stuff and go back to the garage so you can try and get further next time. So I don't know if roguelike is the right terminology, but it kind of feels the most fitting.
You kind of have a central hub, and there are missions to do on the roads.
Yeah.
And so you're not necessarily going down the same road every time.
No.
Because I don't know if it's procedural, but there's like tiles.
I don't know if it is. So before you go out, you go to a map and there's multiple points you can go to. I don't know if those points will be the same every time or not. So if you go to the same one twice in a row, whether it's the same or whether it's procedural, that I don't know. Probably not, because you do talk about anomalies changing things up a lot.
Yeah.
But then there might be 2 points along a road and you have to go to the first one first and then the second one to go further and so on. And if you look at a map, I don't know if you guys got far enough into it, but there's kind of like a central area you're trying to get to. So you start in the outer ring. And then at some part of the story, then you have to try and get to the middle ring. So you might have to go through 3 checkpoints first and then further.
And the closer you get to the middle, the more anomalous stuff's going on.
Yes. And where it gets quite hectic. So how did you guys find the loop of sort of like maintaining the car?
I think there was too many currencies that the car required.
Okay.
Like you have this paste that can fix stuff.
Repair putty.
But that can't fix a wheel that's popped. You have to have a separate kit for that.
Sealant kit.
Yeah, there are certain damages to your car that you have to get certain kits to fix.
And it just made it better to replace it at some points.
Sometimes, I quite like that though, because it would make like the repair putty was quite a fix all for most things. I'm glad you didn't have to get like paint fix and stuff, and whole like loads of different things to like the repair putty does amalgamate a lot of things.
Yeah, it does.
But then like a tire, if your tire is worn, repair putty fixes it. But if your tire is punctured, you need the sealing kit.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
but if you scan it, it tells you what you need.
Yeah.
So it simplifies it enough. Like your lights go out, you need the electrician's kit. I hoped you just need a new bulb, but you need an electrician's kit. But you scan it and it says
you can craft a new bulb and replace it.
Yeah, but if you scan it, it just says needs this, and then you fix it. So I thought that was quite well done. And there's a nice easy screen that tells you what is damaged, because there is like 14 bits on your car, I think, that you can fix.
Yeah,
and that can get damaged.
Panels, doors, bulbs, wheels, engine,
boot, bumpers. Loads of things. So there is a nice handy menu that tells you what needs fixing. So I didn't mind the repairing thing, but then you've got all your upgrades, which is quite vast.
I'll just go back to the repairing side of it. It was quite hard to get those repair kits because you didn't know them off the bat. So like I had one of my first runs, my headlights went out and I couldn't see anything because it was pitch black. And then obviously I scanned the headlight to see what was wrong with it. I needed the what sort of the electrician's kit. I don't have the blueprint for the electrician's kit, so I can't fix it. And I'm already like halfway to my location.
This is where it falls down, because let me jump on the back of that when you're finished.
Yeah. So obviously I'm just like, well, I can't replace this because I also don't have enough parts to replace the headlight while I'm out in the world. So I'm just going to attempt to do it in the dark. And that was the biggest mistake I ever made.
Yeah. Okay, Ben.
Loads of frustrations.
You jump off the back of that.
So when I say I've been spoilt by other games that do this, the likes of, I know it's completely different in what it does, but the likes of Drive to Horizons, you would just get another headlight off another car that's everywhere, and you would just stick it on your car because you couldn't do anything else, and it would work. You could even take a bulb out of a shop to put it in the headlight slot. This is what I mean. Now, this is where for me, I wanted my car to look differently. I couldn't. Because I had to wait till I unlocked the upgrades.
I'm surprised from your point of view, because usually you like them to be more realistic. And Drive to Horizons, based on your description, is quite unrealistic, whereas this is almost more...
Because I kind of feel
it's more complicated.
Just bolt things on.
Yeah, I feel like you should be, instead of having to destroy the part off another car to get the materials to make the bulb that you wanted.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to just rip the headlight socket
most of the cars are destroyed.
Well, I remember
but they do have intact like bumpers and panels and whatever, and you have to destroy them first.
Finding a broken down car, and it was like mostly destroyed. But I remember it having some like armored panel on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, nice, I'll take that off and I'll put it in my car. You can't do it. You have to break it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is also a problem because the things you use to break stuff down also break down
so quickly.
Lose health.
Yeah.
So quickly.
Like the scrapper and the pneumatic hammer.
You can find the armoured stuff in a cupboard. You could find. I found an armoured bumper in a cupboard that I could just put straight on. So why can't I take it off the car that I can see in front of me?
Yeah. Because I found a few panels just out lying around, and a lot of the time they were like, I think the panel I found was lying next to a broken down car, and I was like, oh, okay. I'll just grab that and put it in my car. But why can't I just take it
next to it? Yeah.
I suppose you could argue you don't have the tools for it. But
you have the tools to put it on your car.
Full of tools. You have a boot.
The thing is, like, you say, obviously, you scrap it in it, and you have to use your scrapper to, which has a lifespan to scrap it. But you get a lot of
materials.
You get a lot of those materials, and they stack a lot. So although you have limited inventory space.
Oh, I agree. I agree on that, to be fair. You can stack a lot of materials, but
the tools are very good. The Hoover to pick everything up,
and you
eventually
can very easily
change my world.
You can craft things on the go as well.
Yes.
So yes, I get it, but
when it comes to like the scrapper, for instance, I really just don't feel like that should have a health.
You should make one and done.
It's a massive
because I found
machine.
a lot of time I was racing the health bars against the thing I'm breaking down and the thing breaking it down with to see which broke first.
I think the point there is so that you know, when you go on runs, you have to be strategic about what you're taking and what you're doing. And I think that's what takes a bit of time, because at first I was stopping every single thing, scrapping it, going in every building, doing absolutely everything I possibly can. Like Ben, everything's mine.
And the mentality, everything is mine, does not work in this game.
It doesn't. And I think that is intentional. You're not supposed to. Sometimes, and towards the end, I've sort of realized this, my objective was to get to the middle ring. I wasn't stopping. I was stopping to get fuel and like the odd bit so that I could craft some bits on the fly. But my intention was to just drive safely, avoid the anomalies and get further. And you have to really know what your plan is on that run. If your plan is to do everything, you can't, because you're scrapping.
But that's forgetting the fundamental of the game for me. That's why I didn't get on with it. The fundamental of the game is working on maintaining your car. And that, to me, is what comes first, because that's a big focus. Then once I've got the cool car to do the job, I do the job.
Yeah, but
I want to check everything, and I want to get the stuff to make my car better as soon as possible. But then I want to do it all.
Then your runs should be focused on getting bits. So you stack a few scrappers, do maybe one area and escape, and then do your car up, and then you do that on repeat.
But what happens if I didn't get the parts back to make another scrapping tool? I'm cutting cars up going, I haven't found...
There is always the friendly dumpster at the base that can throw one out for you.
But you could take two scrappers. You know what I mean? Like, it's more about planning each route. And I think it makes a big emphasis of this. You have to plan your route. You have to, and it's not just your physical route, but it's also what you are going to do.
Yeah, plan the materials you might need to use.
And I think because it's an amalgam of a few different genres, it's easy to play it like a normal survival game, which I know is what you're used to, Ben. And I don't think it plays quite like that because you can't easily get back to the garage. If you're playing a normal survival game, you go out, you venture as far as you know you can do, and then you go back and dump.
But it does make a whole sing and dance about the fact that, you can do it in your car. You can live out of your car. You don't need to go back to the garage.
Yeah. But then you need to make sure you get the right bits, which is always, are you going to get the right bits in the survival game? It can take
and that was my main breakdown of it. That's the bit I didn't like. That's what made it just not quite hit the mark for me. But because, like I said, it was a race that no one was in. I'm racing against the tools I'm breaking. I'm racing against trying to make my car better to try and do a job that I didn't fully get what I was doing. Just didn't quite.
Did you not upgrade any blueprints or anything?
Yes, but that was again another ridiculously complicated part of the game to work out. Oh, that room over there did that, didn't it? No, wait, was it not that room over there? I'm just overwhelmed by the sheer volume of crap to do.
Jake said this off podcast to me, and that there was a lot of menus. I mean, I played this entirely on my ROG Ally, so I had like a 7-inch screen, and I had no issue with any of this. I thought the menus were fine. There was two rooms in the garage. It's not that hard to remember where the room.
Yeah, with I liked the different computers to go on.
It should all just run from that central screen in the main garage.
I don't think so.
The car on it.
I don't think so.
It doesn't tell you about the blueprints.
It does.
No.
I did not know. The only thing it tells you to go to this machine. To build something on the...
Yeah, to get the blueprint to build the antenna.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, so this machine is for upgrading the garage. And I don't know why that clicked in my head.
Yeah, that is exactly what I thought.
And then I started playing the game and I was like, I'm not picking up blueprints or anything. And then I went back to this machine and I just started going through the menus and then I clicked something. I was like, oh, does that upgrade my stuff? Okay, I'll click that.
I didn't work out what I was spending.
Started printing out this machine. And then I was like, oh my God. Blueprint, and then I just kept. Then I literally had enough points to get 20 blueprints, and I was just printing them off and going, "Yep, learn that. Yep, learn that. Yep, learn that."
But to this day, I still don't know what I was spending to make the blueprints.
It's unstable energy. It says it.
Oh my God! Oh yeah, it says it.
It says it on the left.
Brad, you're talking to the man who doesn't read text boxes.
It says stable.
I don't read text boxes.
Stable energy, and there's a number under it. Unstable energy, and there's a number under it. And then corrupt energy, and there's a number under it. And then
that's already too many currencies.
When you hover over something, it says it needs this much stable energy.
I think also you had to do a lot of scanning in the world, which I don't think it emphasized.
I don't think it emphasized the scanning too much. But when you go hover over a blueprint, it says in big red text, you need to scan lead plate.
It does.
In order to get this. Okay, now I know when I see lead plate.
Well, this is it. I was like 4 hours into the game at this point, and I only just started learning this, and I was like, so I've been
maybe all of this capability.
Maybe I'm an idiot. But I just felt like I wasted my first 3 hours.
But going back,
there with you.
Going back to what Joe was saying, too many things to interact with. I like
too many currencies.
Well, not currencies. You were saying about it could all be done from one screen.
Yeah,
but I like that you had to go over to different things. So you had to go over to the the fuel pump. And
I liked the fuel pump, but that was right next to the car.
Yeah, but then all the other the screens to interact with, I thought they all had the place, and because they were so separate, it was harder to get confused and lost in menus. Whereas if it was all on one menu, then I would start getting a bit like, okay, I need to go through all this.
The button layouts was a bit weird as well.
Yeah, it didn't seem to me like it was made for consoles. Like they're going to press on something being right bumper. To me, that was just alien. It should have been A or X or something like a face button. It shouldn't be a back button.
But I don't think it was. A load of games have weird. Like, for example, Dying Light is RB to jump.
Yeah.
It's weird, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
And it works. That's the way it was.
Maybe jumping between different games and coming back to this was a bit.
But like on PC, I imagine there probably is key bindings and stuff, but like to turn the engine on and pull the handbrake up, it's probably easier because you're using a mouse.
Yeah, you're looking at it. I did it.
I did like that aspect because it really reminded me of Star Trucker,
Yeah.
and I really like that because you've got to do all that on there.
And then you can like turn the wipers on by looking at the wipers, or you can D-pad, I think, and that'll do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was things like that.
Definitely.
I did it on both. I did have both experience. I used the keyboard and mouse, and I tried it on the Steam Deck just to have a go.
I liked the driving aspect of it. That was my favorite part, actually.
But like,
I liked that the car doesn't automatically, go up to 100 miles an hour. You've got to keep it in good health.
Yeah. But then Jake was saying about like when your lights went out and you were stuck. I quite liked how catastrophic certain things could be.
Oh, it was funny, and I definitely saw the light side of it. Maybe
inside, I get it. Yeah.
After the fact, but while I was doing it, I was like, I was literally just driving off cliffs, trying to drive back up the cliffs in the dark, and then I'd hit these mannequin enemies that blow up.
But to me, that happens. To me, that happens once. Okay. Lights are a big deal because it happened to me where I lost my lights and then I had to escape and I couldn't see anything. And when you initiate an escape, the anomalies get worse and storms start, and it's really intense.
They come towards you.
And I died. So if I had light, it might have been all right. So in my mind, now I need to focus on making sure I always have something to fix my lights.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if I run out of fuel, I'll be like, okay, I need to be more conscious of my fuel now and get fuel from cars and and do all that. So I think you're supposed to die because it's that kind of roguelike type thing. Yeah. But where I think you guys have gotten frustrated because you've died over something, I think the intention is to frustrate you so you learn from it. And
I did have a lot of, for God's sake.
Yes.
And I did like
so
the
close.
escalation, like as you were trying to leave. I thought that was well done. It did put good pressure on you, but I got it completely wrong in one. I spent a lot of time in one of the maps collecting everything I possibly could and finding stuff and searching around and working out what things were. It was early on. And as I was trying to leave, I got it wrong because it said you need to be in the circles to leave.
Oh, you have to be outside the circles to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I went in these circles and I triggered it and the ground gets all dippy and messy about and it smashed the living crap out of my car and I had to use everything I found just to repair my car.
Thing is, if
I literally wasted the whole time of being there.
I never had that.
The frustration level at that point.
I think that's where the frustration's coming. I've wasted my time.
I do agree with that because it was my last mission I tried to do was get to the middle ring and I had to go through 3 checkpoints. By the time I got to the 3rd checkpoint, there was no waypoint on my map on where to go to enter the next ring sort of area. So I didn't know what I was doing. I was driving around a bit aimlessly because it wasn't telling me anything. And then I eventually died. And when stuff goes wrong, I find it goes wrong very quickly and all at once.
And a lot, yeah.
And then I died and I was like, I couldn't do anything. I knew quite early on when it all started going wrong, I knew I couldn't get out of this. So I just had to wait to eventually die. and then it kicks you back. And then I thought, well, I've got to go through 3 more checkpoints again. And it took ages to do it because you're driving carefully. So at that point is when I finished, because I did find that I was finding, I was wasting my time at moments. So I agree with you on that part. And that's why it's not for me. But I don't, I think objectively at what it's trying to do, I think it does a good job. It's just not for me.
I definitely see that there would be an audience, 100%. Yeah. Because it runs well. Should we talk about like
star control, damage and aggression, the usual structure? Yes, we should.
More about like, what's your, like, I don't think we've really explained, like, as you're moving along these maps, how it works. You kind of,
what story-wise?
There is a story going on and people asking you to do stuff, but you'll start at your garage and you'll plot a route to your next objective. And on the way, it'll say like, oh yeah, it's a 3-hour drive to this location. And then you'll spawn at that location.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to find the exit in that zone to then carry on for another 3 hours.
Yeah.
To the next location. And usually you go in, I think I got to a point where it's usually like you had to do at least one zone before you got to the main zone that you needed to go to. Sounds like you, Brad, did one where you had to go for 2. Yeah. So that's cool. It does kind of feel a little, after you've done it a couple of times, tedious to, I have to drive through this area just to get to the area I want to get to.
And I think
try and do the mission I want.
And I agree with that. I think maybe what they could have done is a system where you can bypass the checkpoints, but maybe costs a resource.
Yeah.
And maybe that comes eventually. I don't know.
Do they put those stops beforehand so you can build up your material?
I imagine
because you'll need them for the last zone.
Maybe.
Yeah. And also like throw stuff at you, I suppose.
Yeah. So get used to what the new anomalies do and all that. There was something I think it did really well, actually, was even though there was no time limit, it felt like there was something chasing me. Yeah, like the anomalous dread, even though there was no time limit saying the anomaly is going to hit you in like 2 minutes or something like that.
But sometimes
it felt like it would always, if I stayed still too long, it felt like something was going to come.
So it says when you select a thing, a map to go to, it says what the conditions are, and sometimes it says like perpetual anomaly or something, something like that. And I think it just means it's safe. You can spend as long as you want.
Yeah. And sometimes even in those zones, I felt like something's going to go wrong in a minute.
Yeah.
Well, I remember
and it does when you extract.
Side.
There's definitely a horror element to it. Yeah,
it was. I found staying around too long spawned mannequins, and that is the freakiest thing.
You'll turn around
because I literally, when it first happened to me, I was looking through a little caravan, got myself a bumper. As I said, I found it knocking about. Turned around, walked outside, and thought, how do I fit this to the car? Looking around, trying to work out how to put it on. It was early. And I turned around, there was a mannequin right next to me, like face to face. So didn't know what to do, panicked, jumped in the car, drove through it, blew up, everything went wrong. But, like it did its job. It did really work well.
Yeah,
definitely.
That made me jump scared, and I tried to drive off, and it didn't work.
I think the anomaly side of it's really
There's those other anomalous enemies as well, that like flying squids made of scrap.
Yeah, and it hooks onto you and tries to get out.
I found none of them ever interacted with me. I thought, maybe they're just part of the environment, because I was parked in my car underneath one. I thought, if I don't move, maybe it won't see me. Nothing happened. It just flew right by. But then there was another one later on where I just drove under it, and also nothing happened.
Oh, that's true.
So I don't know if there's like a context clue, or maybe they were bugged out for me.
I drove under one, it like almost grappling hook or magnetized my car to.
You had to get out. You had to get out, grab it, and throw it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because I did one where I drove over like this, like a ramp just to get away, and that felt ace because you run away from this thing and it's trying to throw you around, and you jump over this ramp and you're, I made it. Nice.
It doesn't explain all those things, but I think again, intentionally, you have to learn it. So I got out, and they're called like bunnies, aren't they? The ones that grab onto you.
Yeah.
And you just literally grab them and throw them, and that's it. Yeah. You have to get out your car to do it. So sometimes if
they start messing with your car, don't they?
Yeah, they start driving off the road. And
I remember. So I suppose at this point we're talking about like the anomalies and the dread. I remember turning around once, and I don't think I saw the mannequin before, but I turned around and this panel got thrown at me. Literally, this mannequin had thrown it at me. That creeped me the hell out. But I was almost like, thanks for the panel.
Let me just break that down.
Yeah. Did you guys get any quirks? Quirks.
I don't.
I don't know if you would have got far enough because it's like a quirk panel. So
the little 4 Like the Windows logo, you put things on.
So the
that's what the face buttons do.
They're really no, sorry, not those. No, it's back at
ability.
No, it's back at the base. But what quirks do is, it'll be a really interesting set of mechanics. So I think I had one. If I turned left for long enough, my headlights went out. So when that happens, you don't realize stuff will happen. There's sometimes maybe every time I think I might have had one. Every time I brake, my hood comes up. Of the car, little things like that. So then you have to go back to base, and there's like an interactable like computer with a list of like ifs, then statements. I think there's 4 columns. So the first one's like if, and then you scroll down to turning. So you click turning, and then you've got a few more options. It'll be like left, right, hold right, blah blah. So turning, hold left, then bumper opens, and you have to sort of diagnose the quirk. If you successfully diagnose it, then it'll remove the quirk, or it'll say 3 out of 4 guesses correct. Try again, and you have to sort of like work them out. I thought that's a really cool. He's looking at the amount of different options there are.
Yeah,
it can be really like some of them are small. So like I don't know, accelerate, the wipers come on, door opens, but some of them could be pretty big. Like every time I accelerate, my hood comes up and I can't see.
Yeah. And there's no third person driving option.
No, it's all first person. So I think that was a really cool mechanic that I'd like to see in more things. And it is really.
I would say that's a cool mechanic if there wasn't already an abundance of different systems in this game.
Yeah, I get. Yeah,
you could make that a game on its own.
Yeah.
Speaking of mechanics, did like the way that you would have to put it in park. Handbrake on, mess around inside the car to make everything function.
Yeah,
in quotes, I like the realism of driving the car.
That's what
so many times forgotten to do it and got back to the car rolling off down the hill.
I enjoyed unlocking the handbrake because it meant I could leave it in drive.
Yeah,
me too.
I got the achievement for trying to drive with the handbrake on too many times. That's the elements I thought you guys would really like, and then Ben, I thought you'd really like the horror element. But I think it sounds like it just went too far with the system.
I think I was expecting a different game to what I got. I was expecting like the upgrades would be like permanent upgrades. I wasn't expecting to be a constant maintenance.
Well, the blueprints are permanent, and then you just have to, I suppose, craft them. But then if you don't get too destroyed, and if you die, you don't lose everything. You lose a bunch, but you don't lose everything. So, then you just want to keep on top of the repair points and making sure you're fully repaired every time. I fixed all my wheels into, I think, sport and then off-road tires. It was like the third upgrade for them, and I never lost a tire.
I only ever got to having 4 summer tires, and I felt so proud.
Yeah. I think I got to that.
I have all of the same tire.
I had old off-road, but I never lost them. So from summer to off-road, I still never lost them. So you were semi-permanent.
Back on the scaries, the things that it did pretty well. There was times when I was on the road and I'd clearly spent too much time in the area, but it was really subtle. But you'd spot it, like the mannequins were in the tree line. And you're like, and then the pressure that puts on to get moving. Because like, are they getting closer? You get paranoid.
Because I don't know if they were moving. I don't know if the mannequins moved at all,
or if you just noticed them.
And there's a lot of different anomalies as well. Like
the worst one for me is when the road underneath you decides to lift up into a pillar.
Yes.
I drove off so many of those and damaged the front of my car.
I think it does that really well, to be fair. And I like the aspect of your car getting damaged and you having to fix it. I think it might have been better if you didn't have your garage base per se, but you were just driving. It was like a linear thing more so. Where like you would do your first level, upgrade your car with whatever you could find, and then you drove on to the next level and it was another open area. You just lift out the car.
A specific garage that keeps respawning in places. So like you just pull into it, do your work, drive off
after
again.
every
next
level.
Time you see that,
I agree. I do agree there.
Next time you see that type of
or
garage,
if there's just like petrol stations, which you do come across in the zones, you could go and do that stuff there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting at.
I
like
think,
the power armor stations in Fallout.
Definitely.
I think all the other elements you could have kept all the other elements in there if the game was a bit more simple, straightforward in what you had to do. But because it was quite complicated, all the elements became quite overwhelming. So I do get that. I think
the feeling I got from this game is how I imagine you guys felt when I tried to introduce you to Monster Hunter.
Yeah, except with no one.
So many different things
I enjoyed
going
that.
on.
No, I'm
kidding. What about the story? Because there's probably not much else to talk about, but there is that sort of like story element where it kind of. Yes,
there's that woman on the radio and those two guys on the radio.
That's what she was saying. I thought it threw too much at you. If I'm honest, the constant babbering and battling in the background made me ignore it. The constant things needing to read made me ignore them.
I think that's a you problem, Ben.
But it's okay to do that. Yeah. But I've missed so much based on the fact that I was just sick of her talking. I was sick of the nonsense.
Fair enough. I disagree on that. I actually liked the intrigue of the story and them all talking and learning little bits.
I thought it was well voice acted and everything they had to say I thought was quite interesting. And it was quite funny hearing them bicker. You had the two guys.
It was quite Bioshock-esque to me.
A bit,
the radios.
Yeah. And they were sort of telling you to go. You had no idea where you were or what this environment was. These people did, and they were telling you to do stuff.
I didn't like the journals though. The reading aspect. I just wasn't as invested.
I don't think I found it.
But because
I found about 3.
Because that was supposed to bridge the gaps to give you more information. That's why I started just ignoring all of it. Because
I think you'd need one or the other. Because the story in the journals was quite cool because about how the anomalies started and stuff.
Yeah.
And like how there was one that I read where they were discovering things that were going to happen. And then they stopped them from happening, but it like reset the timeline that they were in, but they all remembered it happening and it didn't.
Yeah. Well, they talked about that on the radio, didn't they?
Yeah.
But
there was in a caravan. There was some written evidence of it as well.
See, I didn't find any notes, or I think I did find some journal things, but I didn't actually see how to read them. I just thought it was maybe just like collectibles or something. So
no, they're in your inventory. I'm pretty sure
that's something I completely missed. But I got enough from the intro, getting sucked into the world, and then the radio chatter. I got enough from that, for it to explain enough about the world, but with enough intrigue. But then give me enough propellant to know what I was doing, and sort of push forward. And again, I thought it was entertaining to listen to them. You can actually just turn the radio off, I think.
Yeah.
But there was there was an actual radio with music on, wasn't there?
Yes, there was,
which I didn't realize until one of my quirks turned it on. Oh no, it was the bunny. The bunny grabbed on.
Yeah, I think I have the same actually. There's music. What?
But I quite enjoyed it because there was enough mystery about it, and it was an interesting enough world.
Yeah.
Right, shall we move on to the final recommends?
Yeah.
I don't think there's much more to talk about.
No, I don't think so. Let's do it.
Yeah, we've covered pretty much everything.
I'll go first. I'm gonna say not recommend for me specifically, I suppose. If you don't really like this sort of game, this isn't going to convince you to like this sort of game, and I don't really like this sort of game.
Yeah,
so
fair.
Just not for me. I think it's got some cool. Elements, but I think it's a bit. We've kind of already said it. There's a lot of menus. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah. So cool ideas. I see it's probably got a very specific audience that would love this. Yeah. But if you were like not really into this sort of game, I wouldn't bother.
Well, the general sentiment online is very high. Like I think it's like a 9 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah,
so obviously the people who like it really
like it.
Yeah.
Well, that's my 2 cents. Yeah, it's got some cool ideas. Just it's not going to convince you to like the genre, basically.
Fair. Yeah.
I think I'll go next. I'll give it a soft recommend. But the caveat for me is if you're playing other games at the same time, you can't be playing this game. It's got so much going
100%. And I alluded to that exactly, I think, last episode, where I said I was playing this, Dying Light, and Ark Raiders, all which are very loot-driven games. You have to go out and get loot to craft and upgrade stuff. And that definitely soured my experience.
Yeah, and
100%.
The thing is, it didn't hook me from the get-go to make me want to do that.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're 100% right there. Yeah. If you would just have this as your main game, you would enjoy it a lot more.
because there's a lot of depth. There's so much depth to it.
Yeah,
there's in the systems, in the story, even just the general gameplay. Like no 2 runs that I did ever like went the same. Even if I'd failed one and did it again, it was very different. But I think like Jake, it's just not my kind of cup of tea. I would have liked a more simplified, light version of this game where, like, if it didn't have the home hub, but then again, you wouldn't have the main aspect of the game, which is the extraction, which is advertised on all the promo art. You go into that big glowing pillar in the sky. If you just finished a level like that and it took you to the next area, I would have been fine with it. But it's the constant returning and going back. I felt like I wasn't making progress as much as I wanted to.
Fair.
But yeah, recommend if you've got more free time on your hands. But I think I was too focused on other stuff to be able to get fully into it.
Yeah, fair. Cool. Ben?
I couldn't recommend it to somebody like me.
I think that's my biggest surprise because I think it's made for you.
Yeah, and I don't know who would like this game. I don't think I know a person that I could say that to and go, "Oh, but you'll love it." It's very niche. It's very its own thing. I can't even compare it to something really because of. It just confused me. It confused me in general. I wasn't keen. I don't think I can recommend it because I don't know the kind of person to recommend it to.
I think
that makes sense. I'm not saying it's bad by any means. Because to the right person, this will be great.
Yeah. I think you've been spoiled with like better versions of this.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Or
to you anyway.
Simpler.
Yeah.
More tailored versions
of this.
Different versions.
It's a bit of a no for me, which isn't a reflection on the game. It's a reflection on the person. Because there's some aspects I really liked of it. Some of the tools worked really well. The Hoover suddenly improved your world. You didn't have to go around picking each individual bit up. You know, there are some very good player-friendly things in it. It's just not for me.
Well, I've kind of got egg on my face because I said that you guys would really love this. I genuinely thought you would. On paper,
it's a reflection on you.
Maybe I just I've completely missed the mark of what I thought you liked. Because to me,
I would have thought I was playing it thinking Ben's going to love this. To be honest,
this is exactly what he describes as games that he loves. But hey, I think
no shotguns. That's it.
Yeah, that's the key.
I mean, there's an impact hammer.
There was, which
I do love a good hammer.
So
a good hammer.
I think I'm more aligned with Joe in what Joe says because I think he's basically spot on. It's a game that requires your attention, and I didn't think it was going to be as in depth as it was. I did think it was going to be more sort of straightforward in a lot of its elements, and I do kind of think that would be better as a game if it was a bit more simple. I don't know what you would necessarily have to strip out, but I think we've talked a lot in this about what we would like to see, maybe not improved but changed. But that would just be for sort of us personally. I think I would still recommend it. I think I'd recommend anyone to give it a go because it might be the game for you. You know,
it's going to be someone's game of the year.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a lot of people. As I say, it's got a 9 out of 10 on Steam. It's an 80 something Metacritic, which is high. It's a very well received game. Fundamentally, a lot of people played it and really enjoyed it. And maybe they were only playing this at the time. So I definitely would recommend it because I think it is a very good game. Fundamentally, it does everything really well. It just does a lot, and if you can't commit the time or attention to learning all of its systems, then it might be quite difficult to get into. I do think that there is a lot of time wasting. That's my big negative on it. Is I think there's a lot of time where you feel wasted.
I think for me,
maybe that's the niche. Maybe that's the thing.
Yeah,
we don't have the time to waste.
Maybe
yes,
because
600 hours in Factorio.
That's not wasted time.
That's simultaneous time.
For me, that is a cardinal sin of gaming in my brain. If my time's wasted, I don't like it. But this is designed to waste your time.
I don't think it is. I don't think that's fair. Saying it's designed to waste your time is quite derogatory. I don't think it's designed to waste your time because every time you do quote unquote waste your time, you have learned something.
Yeah,
you don't do that, and you don't lose everything. You do still to be fair, stuff back.
You go back
tiny progress.
Yeah,
you go back to the garage and it starts that what's it called? The friendly.
The magic dumpster, but then
just throws loads of stuff at you.
But also, you do keep stuff in your inventory as well.
Yeah.
In your car's inventory, not everything is fully destroyed. It doesn't entirely waste your time. Where I loved Returnal, for the most part, you could do a run on that and die, and you literally have wasted your time because you've not got anything from it.
Yeah.
And you start again, and maybe you had a really good run that time and you wasted like half an hour. But then the next run or the next 10 runs, you get nowhere because you get bad rolls.
But this game has the capability of wasting 3 hours in a level.
Yeah.
To die and lose it all.
3 hours? No, I wouldn't say so. I'd say half an hour.
If you're a forager.
Yeah, but there's not, there's points of interest on the map to forage. If you forage in the trees, then you've only got yourself to blame. If you go to the points of interest, it takes maybe 10, 15 minutes for each level, I would say.
And that's how you leave your car rolling down a hill.
Yes.
Because you jumped in and out.
To be fair,
too stupid.
I get what you mean
quick.
with the wasting time. I mean, you can waste your time in anything. I was hitting my head against a brick wall fighting a boss in Armored Core 6 the other day. I suppose technically that's time wasted, but I was practicing.
Yeah, and you learn.
I also feel like the way you brought that up, Jake, you felt rewarded once you'd done it.
Yes.
Whereas in this, I did not feel like I'd accomplished much.
Yeah, it was just a setback, basically.
Yeah. No, fair enough. No. I would still, I think, recommend it to most people to try in case it is their type of game.
In case you are that person that likes it.
You need to find out if a game's not for you.
And don't play it when you've got loads of other things. It's not a back burner game. This is the game you need to be playing.
Yes.
Your main game, other games are sort of on the
whereas I think most of us, by the sounds of it, went into it with like this will be a nice little game to play on the side.
Yes, and that's kind of what I was doing. So that's this month's.
Even Stevens on the recommendations there.
But next month's is actually a community selected one, isn't it? So we took the games from the wheel. We asked the community what they would like us to play, and the one that was selected was Deliver Us the Moon, which was suggested.
The moon. Yes, I just waited to say
it was suggested by Dirk No Pixar.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for the suggestion. I don't know anything.
I know nothing about this one.
Same.
So exciting.
Interesting one.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing that. But that's been us for this episode.
Yeah.
We've been Gaming Garnish. Thank you for listening. See you next time.
See you later.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.